a winner. Stand tall, be proud. In the face of doubt, you shout it loud. Feel the strength, let it in. With every step, you're gonna win. You are a winner, feel no pain. You are a winner, feel no pain. Yeah, I woke up feeling like a champion. Every move I make, I got the stamina. Eyes on the prize, never lose sight. Grinding every day, pushing through the night. Got the fire in my soul, never back down. In the ring of life, I'm the one with the crown. Sweat and tears, yeah, I paid the cost. Every battle fought, I'm never lost. Hit the floor, feel no winner. Stand tall, be proud. In the face of doubt, you shout it loud. Feel the strength, let it in. With every step, you're gonna win. Every challenge met, every goal in sight. In the gym, on the grind, it's a warrior's fight. From the bottom to the top, yeah, I've been there. With the heart of a lion, I face the dare. No fear, no limits, just pure drive. In the race of life, I'm alive. With every push, with every strain, I'm a winner, feel the gain. Hit the floor, feel the power. In this moment, it's our hour. Rise above, break the chain. You a winner, feel no pain. You are a winner. Stand tall, be proud. In the face of doubt, you shout it loud. Feel the strength, let it in. With every step, you're gonna win. In this moment, own your name. You are a winner in this game. You are a winner. Stand tall, be proud. In the face of doubt, you shout it loud. Feel the strength, let it in. With every step, you're gonna win. Stand tall, in the gym, on the grind, it's a warrior's fight. From the bottom to the top, yeah, I've been there. With the heart of a lion, I face the dare. No fear, no limits, just pure drive. In the race of life, I'm alive. With every push, with every strain, I'm a winner, feel the gain. In the mirror, what do you see? Out in the face of doubt, you shout it loud. Feel the strength, let it in. With every step, you're gonna win.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back again to another edition of Sports Live, show by BlueClouds Media. My name is Niza, and with Stephen G. We are back again with another interesting live stream. The man himself, Todd Boehly, have spoken. And as you guys know, every time we come over here, we bring you some interesting news, especially with Chelsea FC and some other interesting news in the English Premier League. Tottenham Hotspur, Manchester United. Today we'll face off in the Europa League finals. Although those two teams have had a very bad season, but how would I define the season? Tottenham Hotspur, Manchester United, Europa League final. Chelsea also face Real Betis next week. Somewhere around this time, we'll be facing Real Betis. And then hopefully Chelsea can win it and complete the European Trophy Series, winning everything on European soil. The only thing that Chelsea haven't, we're still in, that would be the World Club, competition trophy. I think the second most expensive trophy in the world, if I can remember. But yeah, most importantly, we have a lot to talk about here regarding the man himself, Todd Boehly. Like I said, everyone, welcome back to BlueClouds Media YouTube channel. Huge talking point today. Yesterday that took place. The man himself, Todd Boehly, speaking at the Qatar Economic Forum. He dropped some major hints about Chelsea's future, from investment and being mostly done, as he said. What about Chelsea Football Club? What does it mean to Chelsea Football Club? The big plan for 65,000-seater stadium, potentially at Earl Court. We'll be talking about that as we are live today. Plus, Boehly been reflecting on the Furiosos competition in the Premier League and its love for Chelsea goal. And if that's not enough, there are fresh whispers about Rodrygo's potential being in the market. Chelsea, Arsenal, and Liverpool on the alert. A lot of Premier League clubs are in alert for it. If you're a Chelsea fan, how would you take this news? Would you like Chelsea to go in for Rodrygo based on his experience? Let me know what really goes through your mind when you talk about Rodrygo. So much, like I said, jump pack, a lot of news to talk about, and also some, Bashir Humphrey, another Chelsea academy graduate who is finally making this move to, I think, Boehly, if I can remember. So Rodrygo in the news, Todd Boehly in the news, stadium plan. Todd Boehly has a huge aspiration, and the size of the stadium, Earl is the destination. Stadium, whether we should redevelop Stamford Bridge or go to Earl. Want to let us know your take on this news. So Nizan is here with Stephen G. I'll take you guys through the new in the next hour of live stream. So stick with us, do not go anywhere. I'm back here again. We'll be right back in just a short minute. Absolutely, the man are back again. Stephen G, DJ Sav, and Danny himself. We're all back to the studio again, discussing everything Chelsea. Then some other interesting trading news in what I'd say Premier League or European. So we'll be talking about that as we are live here. But before we get into it, let me welcome the gentleman there, DJ Sav, Stephen G on this side, and DJ Sav down there. Welcome back to the stage. Welcome back to the studio, guys.
How you doing, everyone?
Yeah, big up to everyone.
Doing very, very well. Doing very, very, very well. And big up to everyone in the channel, in the chat. Daniel, big up to Nehemiah, big up to Todd. I'll go through your comments later on as time goes on. So, Stephen, what you've been up to? What you've been doing?
Not a lot, to be honest. There's not really been anything going on.
And DJ, Mr. Chelsea himself.
Yeah, big up, guys. Yeah, nothing much, mate. Just working. Obviously went to the final game on a Friday this season, which was great to see, obviously, after the game. But other than that, no, mate, just been busy and family stuff, really, bro, and work.
Great. Guys, you've heard from the panel, Steven and DJ Sav and myself. Without further ado, we got to get it going right now. We start from Todd Boehly's. Todd Boehly speaking at Qatar Economic Forum, and he made some few statements regarding, we're going to start with spending. One quote that Todd Boehly really stated, and from what my understanding is, there wouldn't be much spending. It looks like there will be more outgoing players, but not much coming in. I know, DJ, you might have seen it, the quote. Also, Stephen, you might have seen yours. I'll start with you, Stephen. What do you make of that statement made by Todd Boehly?
Yeah, what one was it? Sorry, I didn't catch it very clearly.
He said that it looks like the investment has been done. Most of the investment has been done, but I think it doesn't think that there will be much spending this summer.
Yeah, so I'm not too concerned because personally, I don't think we need a lot more for this team anyway. So I'm not actually worried about that at all, to be honest with you, because I do think the team is nearly done.
Yeah.
So I think it's just you get a couple of players and then it's sorted, if that makes sense. We know we need about 4 players.
Yeah.
Personally, that's my opinion. I think there's agreement it is about 4 players, but we'll have to wait and see. I think it was more about that. And look, there's got to be people who lose their heads, but there's no need to lose your head about it because you can't go into every transfer when window spending 200, 300, 400 million. It's just like every summer, you can't do it. It's just not feasible. It's not feasible in general, but it's even less feasible when you've got financial fair play and PSR rules. Okay. So I'm not concerned about it. And I think that anyone who is probably reading a bit too much into it, and they're just overreacting for overreacting's sake.
All right, so let me bring up the quote again from Todd Boehly. Here is this has been quoted by Chelsea Dodgers. They tweeted this, and they said Todd Boehly speaking at the Qatar Economic Forum says that Chelsea investments are mostly done, hinting the next transfer window are unlikely to have significant spending, which is what I was saying, that my understanding there wouldn't be much money spent in these transfer window. DJ, what do you make of these quote coming from Todd Boehly?
Yeah, I mean, it was expected, wasn't it? To be fair, I get what Stephen is basically saying, and yeah, I can agree to what he's saying about it. But again, it depends on the 4 positions that we're going to fill, and how important the signings have got to be. If we're talking about signing kids again, and we're 4 important players, then we're going to have a bit of an issue going to next season for me, because this team now has got enough kids in it. It just needs experience. So you're going to get 4 players in to complete your set of players, as Todd Boehly's come out and said, in terms of not being much investment to be spent. It has to be on the players that we sign, bro. That is my only concerns of the players we're going for. Yeah, we don't need much. Obviously, there's about 90 players in the books that we need to get rid of a few of them players off the books as well. So yeah, but as I said, it comes to the players that we're going to be bringing in, to be honest with you, Nee. And Stephen.
Yeah, thank you very much, DJ. Thank you, each and every one of you watching us live on the stream, both platform, whether X or YouTube, whatever you're watching us from. Thank you very much for joining us in the show today. Big up to I Want to Love You Forever. Say, wow, it's about time, Nizion. Big up to my brother. How have you been? I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful. Here, thank you very much for tuning in on the show today and liking it. Don't forget, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Absolutely. Todd said, big up to you, Nee. Hey, it's been a long time since I've seen you. What Sunday morning is my team Nottingham Forest versus Chelsea, biggest game, and Nottingham Forest history. I can't wait. That is from Todd. Big up to you, Todd. And Nehemiah said, who do you think wins Europa League? I want Tottenham Hotspur to win it. I don't want United to win it. I want Tottenham Hotspur to win it this time. I'm just feeling the pain that these clubs need a trophy. At least they can have a little bit of a bragging right. I want them to have
Tottenham can't win it, Nee. Tottenham can't.
All right, so we go to Todd said, hey, everyone in the chat, big up to everyone here. Nehemiah said, I think United win. I want Spurs to win. A2 Nehemiah is feeling that pain. I want Spurs to win. I don't want United
to win. I think United win.
Big up to man like big Daniel Knight said, big up to everyone in here. Big up to Daniel from the chat also. Here it says, okay, hey to Stephen and DJ from Todd. Jay, big up to Jay, said we might be forced to go for a cheaper deal like Ryan Chucky. Absolute bagging from Jay. Big up to you, Jay. Hope you
smash that like
very
button.
very well. Welcome back to us, or if the first time joining us on the show today, Jay, you're welcome. My name is Nizion with Stephen G up there and DJ Chelsea legend. Yeah, Chelsea supporting legendary man in the studio today. So guys, we keep on going. Let's continue with. Thank you guys all for your comment. It means a lot to us. You have any more questions? Just like Nehemiah asks, who do I think you should win it? I feel like Tottenham Hotspur need to win something, but can they? That I want them to win it, but can they win it? All about it's who we are, mate. It's who we are. It's who we are.
You're a disgrace. You can't be wanting Tottenham to win, man.
I'm feeling some kind of some affection for in that football club. Wanted them to win something.
That's disgraceful, bro.
Do you know what? Yeah? I don't care for Mason Mount, but I hope he finds a way to bang a couple of goals against Tottenham today.
Agreed, bro. 100%, mate. Agreed. Listen, Tottenham, mate. Listen,
bro. Do you know what? Yeah.
I was just gonna say. Listen, bro. I mean, look, I don't like Tottenham, as you know. I don't like Manchester United, but I can't stand Tottenham, and that's only because of the way they are. And look, It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment they're in the final anyway. Yeah, I mean, I think they seem to think it's going to be an easy. It is an embarrassment, but United. The reason why I'm giving United a bit of leeway is because they've been undefeated in the competition so far this whole season, so they've actually got something to stand for, which Spurs haven't. So that's the only reason why I'm saying what I'm saying, bro. In terms of that, but no, I'm not having none of this Tottenham winning, bro. It has to be United tonight, mate.
My thing is, being from London, like the amount of Tottenham fans I know, yeah. Bro, they can't really chat to us, but at the same time, they'll still try. Bro, a message. So the other day, it was 13 years since Chelsea won their first Champions League, right? So I put up DJ, before almost, well, not every game, but a lot of the games, they bring out the London's first, London's finest, Pride of London banner. I sent a picture of that to a Tottenham fan. I went, and Arsenal fans as well. I went 13 years since this, like, first one happened, yeah? And the Spurs fan went, yeah, and you've won FL in 2025. I went, you've won FL in 17 years.
Exactly, bro. And listen, and that's for us.
Tottenham fans, 14 haven't won anything in nearly 2 decades, yeah? They give it a lot of this.
Well, I mean, what they're using, Steve, on this is it's 2008 because when they did win their trophy in 2008, they beat the mighty Chelsea, right? In that game, so that's how they look at a bit of a revenge. It'd be a bit of the revenge, coming out of we beat the mighty Chelsea. Yeah, you beat us, but come on, man. Where's your Prem titles? Where's your Champions Leagues?
Bro, I've seen the club win everything at least twice, bro. And that's the Club World Cup and Super Cup. They're the only 2 things we ain't won twice in my life.
Exactly, that's the only thing, bro. I mean, we've won the Super Cup. We won it. In fact, it's the second time we've actually won the Super Cup. We won it twice.
But I'm saying I've seen us win every competition during my lifetime twice.
Oh, I got you, bro. No,
I've only
I get
seen
you,
those once each.
One day,
no, I will see us get a second.
No, to be fair, I saw the Super Cup the first time round, and obviously the Super Cup the second time round. But the Club World Cup obviously was one trophy that evaded us, and we obviously put that to bed. Now we've won that, so we got one more. We got one more trophy now, bro. One more trophy, and that will complete the set
again this time next week.
That's it, bro. That's it.
That's all this one.
All right, that's Steven and DJ. Giving us their thoughts on it. They said, I don't belong here. I'm a disgrace to the blue fraternity because I support Tottenham Hotspur. I want them to win the trophy. So I'm a disgrace. That's what they're telling me today. Do you guys agree with them?
I think what it is a lot of the foreign fans will want Tottenham to win it over Man United, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of the foreign fans will look at it as, we've always competed with Man United.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of the fans in England, the UK, especially London, like myself, it's bad either way. But the lesser evil in this situation would be Man U because, like, Man U have won stuff. Tottenham haven't won anything in 17 years. Can you imagine if they win this?
Exactly, bro.
They chat a lot for a team that ain't won anything in 17 years. If they win this, I'm going to go, cool, my club's won it twice. My club's won Champions League twice. And you've won one.
And one more thing that you've got to remember, bro, is Stephen will tell you about this as well, because he goes to the games like me, There's a reason behind the song of we hate Tottenham, Chelsea. There's a reason why that is actually played at the stadium. We hate Tottenham. That's Chelsea. The reason. There's a reason why it's behind that, bro. So that's the reason of the history of why we can't stand that club. And that's why
they even done it at the women's game against Liverpool.
Yeah, exactly, mate. So listen, I mean, like I said, that's why me and Stephen are a little bit surprised that you're coming here supporting Tottenham.
I'm not really supporting. I'm just having a little bit of a
I'm joking, bro.
Yeah, I'm not really supporting. I won't
support. What? Can both teams just lose?
Well, that would be the best thing.
All right, people watching us live on X and YouTube, man like Sasuke Gunaman himself. Guys, let's keep it cool from Gunaman. You know when he comes in, you guys throwing jabs at him. Sometimes, he doesn't want to take some of them. My man himself. So take it easy on him. Jay said, "Come on, Man United. If we don't get careers, then I prefer Man United to get him than Arsenal." That's my man himself. Jay is a United fan. joining us on the stream today. So big up to it's Chelsea fans over here. Big up for Chelsea and Forest this weekend. It'll be a very, very big game, a very, very interesting, difficult game. Going to Forest home it won't be that easy. Yep, I agree. Owning London for red. London has been too easy. Gunaman, so World Cup summer, absolutely. Cannot watch the 16th place derby. Yuck. That's Man United and Tottenham Hotspurs. Yeah, I don't know. I said it, how bad they've been. We'll come to that. We'll do one more time. We'll find some time and discuss that deeply later on as time goes on. Big up to the Blue Bridge. The Blue Bridge himself, a man in the building. Big up to you, man. Says big up, guys. A long time no see. Yeah. I've been away for a bit. I went out of the country to the motherland to visit for a little bit and take care of some few things, and I'm back here. Jay said, Arsenal haven't won the major trophy for over 20 years. He just laughed. All right, keep it coming. Gunnar said, Gunnerman said the FA Cup is major. Look at Palace celebrating. Awesome, yeah.
Yeah,
Dean
but Palace
Anderson.
hadn't won anything in how long as well? I'm not disputing
Over 20
the
years.
FA Cup's a major trophy. I'm not disputing that. My point is, Palace will go celebrate it more than the bigger clubs will because they hadn't won anything in so long.
Yeah, Max.
I don't disagree that it's a major trophy. Just to
Yeah,
clarify.
the comment below from the Blue Bridge, spot on, bro. That's exactly
Max,
against Real Madrid.
Max, big up to Max. Max said, yes, DJ, the Super Cup win against Real Madrid was Gas Piet scoring the winner. I remember that.
And they had man like Roberto Carlos in that team, by the way.
Yeah,
beat him.
Roberto Carlos was in that team at that time.
Roberto Carlos was in that team, yeah, man. At that time,
I don't even remember. Hey, he was a young Roberto Carlos.
Yeah.
He was in that team.
Arsenal always is this what's
always the bridesmaid, never the
bridesmaid, never the bride.
That banner was class, to be fair. I don't like Liverpool, but that banner was class.
All right, interesting, guys. Keep it coming. Big up to Nia, big up to the panel, big up to man like Makeem. It's been a while, brother. It's been a while. FA Cup is where teams are filled weekend. Is it weekend? Is it weekend or week?
So
it's
like
week side. It's a week side. Yeah,
weekend.
I think a typo. Yeah. So it's no longer a major trophy. Jay, I got it. Palace and Magpies getting trophy. It's a good thing. Yeah, this is the first trophy Crystal Palace have ever won, which is absolutely true from Max. Big up to you, Max. I hope you're doing very well. And the family is doing great as well. But we're gonna move on from there so we wouldn't fall behind. But keep your comments coming, keep it coming. Boehly speaking today about Premier League competitiveness. I don't think fully appreciate the margin or error is so small. Qatar speaking, that's what he said during the forum at the Qatar.
Yeah, he was at some conference thing.
Yeah. I want to. If you have any more quotes you want to react to, DJ or Steven, you guys can put it. I have a few of them in front of me.
Yeah, I've given you quite a few of them, but I'm just trying to find the one that I really wanted to touch on. This is another one as well.
Okay.
So I think the level of competition is ferocious. The margins of error are so small. I don't think I fully appreciated the margin error, which is part of what you just touched on, right? I think the sport has gotten more and more competitive in the Premier League, and that makes winning all that much sweeter. I really didn't know how much I'd love a goal. A goal feels so good. Giving up a goal is the worst. There's nothing like a goal. Because he was saying how in basketball you could be down 20 in the fourth quarter and still feel like
you still feel like you're in the game.
And then in baseball, obviously, you've got a home run. But then he said there's nothing like a goal. Like a goal is like better than that. But there was a few good ones, to be fair. But also we've seen these BS reports. I think we all knew they're BS about Chelsea have clause in Palmer's contract that he can leave if they don't get Champions League. He confirmed that we don't have that, which is obvious that we wouldn't have that, but it's nice that he's just flat out said we don't have that. Basically, F all your BS rumors, basically.
Yeah, and I
Because
think
now
the
they
other
can't
one,
say it, can they? They've tried to say it. Now he's come out and said that don't exist. What are they going to say?
yeah, spot on. And I think the other thing that caught on to is, I think the other thing that caught on to about his comments as well
Like,
last
comment,
night
and subscribe.
was a talk of Santos saying what he's done at Strasbourg, and that he's going to
Got
be something
players
we're looking
coming
forward
back
to for
and
next
stuff like
season.
that.
So when I heard about that, that was great news to hear. But then I think my only thing of all is with this whole thing with Todd Boehly is, what part is he playing in all this? Because from my understanding is, guys, all the football day-to-day base of the football club is all done, and all the principles is all done by Bali. So
That's the
what
issue.
does he? So that is it. So when he comes out and says, "Oh, Santos is going to be there next season," we've got contract situations where Cole Palmer cannot go, this and that. But then we all know, with the right money, if the right money comes down for certain players, they will not hesitate to sell. And then there's other thing that also, I don't think he said it. There was also something else I heard that came up. I don't know if it came up, that there's obviously players in the Chelsea team that are untouchable. Now, the ones that we led on to being untouchable was Cole Palmer, Caicedo, and now we're hearing today Enzo Fernandez. So my question will be then is, what about Reece James? What about Lavia? What about Cucurella? What about all these men here that have actually done so well for us in this team? And you're coming out and saying that the only ones that are untouchable in this Chelsea setup is Cole Palmer, Caicedo, and Enzo Fernandez.
But the Reece
So
one's already been said in the past. The Reece one has been said previously that he's untouchable. So
I hope so, bro. And
no, it
what about
has. It has. I remember there being reports of Reece
what
is
about
untouchable. So I know
what
that
about
one's happened.
Cucurella?
Korea, I can't remember if there's been anything said on it. I know there definitely has in the past been said about Reece. It was something to do with, despite his injuries, he's a captain. Chelsea see him as untouchable.
Yeah, as long as listen, bro, that was my only. I mean, that's my only thing, because when I read that, and then Lavia's the other one. I mean, look, we all know Lavia's had an injury-prone season since he's come to Chelsea, but I think we all know, guys, sitting at this panel, we all know when this guy is fit, he's probably one of the best midfielders
You can
around.
see the difference he makes to our team as well.
100%, mate. Which tells me, I hope that's not another one that's they're looking to move on with the right money. The right money comes down on the table for him.
I think if anything, oh, sorry, I thought you didn't go.
No, bro, that's it. And obviously we know Asugo's coming in. We obviously know Santos is coming in now. So they're obviously the replacements to Caicedo and Lavia should they need to have game rest, right? Obviously we know Enzo's not going to go anywhere. I think there's been a lot of speculation about him in the last couple of days, as we know, but that's all been put to bed as well. But I still have this thing in my mind that, if the right money comes down for the right player, they will not hesitate but to listen. I don't think any player. I think what we got to remember nowadays, guys, is we are a buy to sell club, and if the right money does come down for the right player, they will maybe not hesitate to sell if this is the right money. This is why I still feel that I'm a bit of an if and an ahhing about things. I want to make sure they are building a team. If we are going to get into the Champions League this season, should we win, we've got to make sure we stick to this squad, mate, for seasons in, seasons out. That's just my only worry about it all, bro. That's all.
Do you know what the counter to that is, though? Like, we can sit here and say for the right price, right? We can sit here and say that. But the reality is, for an Enzo, for a Cole Palmer, for Caicedo, Palmer, someone like that, you're talking over 200 million.
Of course, yeah.
Which
definitely.
is massive profit. And then instantly you look and go, well, now we can sign anyone because the signings are amortized across that period. So if you sell Enzo, I think he's got about 70 odd million on the books, give or take. Off the top of my head, I'm guessing. It could be less than that. But say he's got 70 on the books, you sell him for 200. You've made 130 million profit on him.
Yeah.
But the beauty is, as I've said plenty of times, amortization means that you buy a player and then it's divided over 5 years now, because they bought in that thing since Chelsea did the 7, 8, 9 years. It's divided across 5 years, but you can still offer any length of contract you want. So you can literally go out and at that point sign pretty much any player you could possibly want.
So my contract to that one and to you guys is this, I'm sorry going off topic a little bit here, Stephen, because you obviously, I'm into this thing with finances as well, because obviously I do finances, but I try not to get myself involved with finances when it comes to the football side of games, because it's just one of those things you can't sometimes add up in your heads, despite knowing finance knowledge.
It can get complicated.
It can be, bro. What I will say though is, we talk about you use that word about why is it then we can't put a certain amount of money on the table for certain players on big money contracts and spread it out in a 5-year period.
So that
Because
again?
in that kind, money, wages of a player. For example, if we want to go for likes of a Rodrygo or an Osimhen, right? Yeah, we know what they're going to want in terms of money, right? Why can't we spread that out on a long term? Because they're both still young. They're both 20, 24, and
Why
26.
can't we spread what bit out? Sorry.
I heard someone mention it today in terms of the wages, right? It can be spread out over a 5 or 6 year period where they can spread the money out in terms of that. Is there any way they could? So when we say we can't sign these big name strikers or these big name players, is there no way they can do that with their wages in terms of spreading it out over a 5 year or 6 year, whatever period it is of their contract?
I think that's what they've done. That's what they've done. That's what they've done.
No, it's not. It's not. So
hold on. Go ahead, Steve.
You can't put the wages across a thing, right? You can't sort of divide them.
Someone was saying about it.
As far as I'm aware, you can't. I don't see how it would be possible, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So what amortization is, it's an accounting method, right? So
that's right.
If I sell a player for 130 million profit, right? That gives me 130 million to, well, not necessarily, you could have more than that, right? To sign players, right?
Yeah.
But if I sign a player for 100 million, just it's a nice, easy number to do the maths on, right?
Yeah.
100 million, we know it's divided across 5 years.
5 years.
So on the books, that is 20 million each year, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So you then go from 130 million of that profit on that one sale, you have 110 from that left, right? 110 of that profit left.
Yeah.
So if you wanted, you could go, here's another 100 million on this guy, another 100 on this guy. In theory, you could. I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying in theory and in practice, you could do that because how it works, right?
Yeah.
This is my, I don't know.
It's very complicated, and sometimes even I need to try and make sure, but I like to try and be on top of things as much as possible.
That's what I'm trying to do, because I'm thinking, right, and sorry, big up, is it Diamond that's coming? Big up to you, Diamond, if it's the one who's coming, big up to you, but I'll let you, all I want to basically say, right, is in terms of these big name players that we're looking to go and bring in, right, like you're saying, I'll mention their names already, I know we're going to touch upon it later on, okay, but what I'll say is in terms of when we want to get these kind of players in, we both know, they're not going to put that kind of money down on the table for these players, because they've already said this season, well, they could break the barrier. If we were to get Champions League football, they could break the wage structure, right? They said they could possibly do that, but we don't know how much that wage structure they're going to break. So
how much
for me, it'll be like
I've got like
it came as a 2 connections, isn't there? Yeah, basically they said it for the right players, they'll break wage structure, but again, we don't know what that's going to be. And what what we got? Are we looking at 300,000 a week? Are we looking at 250,000 a week? What are we looking at here? So that's what I'm trying. I think that's what I'm trying to get my head around, because we can get these players in, it seems. But again, what's holding us back from getting these bigger name players in is their wages, because we know they're not going to take that same wage as what they're earning at Real Madrid or Napoli or whatever you want to say. So that is my only thing on it. But I'm just trying to get my head around why we can't go and get these kind of players in.
I mean, on good money. It's just the way things work out is complicated, but yeah.
All right, I was going to explain it, but since we have new guys in here, we have one from Newcastle United. Big up to our Newcastle United fan. We have big man himself, Max, also here, and we have Liverpool man himself, Diamond, in the studio. So
big up, guys.
I haven't heard from the Newcastle man ever. First time seeing him. I'm going to give him that opportunity to introduce himself. Then we go to Diamond. I'm not going to worry about Diamond because he's my brother over here. Before I go to Max, big up to you, man. That's a name we see in Newcastle, but I'll love to have his name. But welcome to the show, brother. Can you hear me? Hello? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm assuming audio didn't go through.
Yeah. Then we're gonna go to Max. I'll come to Diamond here in a second.
Max, Diamond, big up, Max.
Diamond's always part of the show. Big up to you, Max.
How you doing?
We're doing all right.
All good, man. And you?
You've got a message from
Diamond. I'm good. I just thought I'd come on to explain atomization, how it all works. So you buy somebody for 100 million.
Yeah.
As what's the name was saying? So you get it for 100 million,
Yeah.
spread over say 50 million actually, spread over a 5-year contract.
5-year contract. Yeah.
Yeah. So then that means that you're paying off 10 million each year.
Each year. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that part.
So then if he comes into season 3, would have paid off 30 million.
Yeah, so
And he's going to have 20. He's going to have 20 million left. But we sell him for 40 million, then that's registered on our books as 20 million profit over that year. But the wages, they're paid with their wages monthly, so that's spread over anyway. So you can't do. It's impossible to do it with wages, atomized wages, because the way the wages are structured.
Especially when you've got bonuses
hold on.
and stuff as
guys,
well.
let Max land, then we can.
You got Max on.
Yeah, else I will understand some of what he's trying to explain.
Yeah, so there's, I don't know how we can spread the payments of wages, because we don't pay the wages up front. The wages are paid monthly, and obviously it's dependent on bonuses and everything else. If we finish in the Champions League place, then they'll get a boost in their wages and goals, if they've meeting certain targets like goal scoring, etc., etc. But you can't spread that payment over like a 7-8 year period, for instance, because it's a monthly payment. The only thing you can spread and atomize is a transfer, because obviously when you get a transfer, it's not an upfront fee. Just think about you buying a car or something, and then you getting it on a loan purchase. So you agree to pay for the car over like a 5-year period or something. You sell that car after 4 years. So what you have to pay, what you do, the company gets what they owe, and anything above that is profit. Yeah, and that's the same with a football player. You'll pay them what they owe, which you owe, which is, in my case, so I said 20 million, which is outstanding. You sell it for 40, then you get 20 million is profit. That's why when you see a homegrown player is more valuable, because it's pure profit. So that's registered on the books straight away. So like when we sold Mason Mount for 50 million, that was registered on the books immediately. So it wasn't over a period of time. Although the other club are paying it over a period of time. For your purposes, you get pure profit on a homegrown player. Yeah? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, mate. It does. I mean, it's just, sorry, as I said, I knew roughly what we just said, Max. I knew most of that. It's just I went on to heard it on some other, I don't know who it was the other day, it was speaking about it on another stream I heard. And they were completely saying it completely wrong. And I thought that can't be right. But that's why I wanted to make sure I asked that question today. That was the reason why.
All right.
Yeah,
so thank you.
No feasible way to do it with contracts.
Go ahead, Stephen.
I was just saying there's literally no feasible way to do it with contracts. It's literally impossible. For example, right? I think Max was just saying it as well, right? Especially at Chelsea. So we know we've got this wage structure thing, yeah? Within the contracts of our players, I think the wages go up about 20 or something % if we get Champions League. That's how the structure works. So when we're in Champions League, we're paying them more money. If we're not in Champions League, they get less wages, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, that's how the structure works. If we're in it, their wages go up like 20, 30%. If we're not in it, obviously, it goes back down.
Okay. Thank you very much, Stephen. Let's hear from our Everton supporter and fan of this channel. Let's go to Mr. Diamond. Diamond, what do you have for me today?
Big up, Diamond.
Big up to you as well. Big up to everyone in the panel. Big up to everyone in the chat. I hope everyone's doing well today.
We're doing wonderful, Diamond.
Is everyone excited for the Europa League final today?
No, the two
Not
West
really.
team in the Premier League. Not really.
All I know is Man United have got to win, man. Man United have got to win today.
They do have to win.
And a big up to Leighton CFC having come to. I'll read your comments as when Diamond hung up or dropped the microphone. I'll read your comment for you. But big up to you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Diamond, give us some few insight of what's going on with David Moyes and his Everton boys. And the name of the new stadium.
Yes. So the new stadium is Hill Dickinson Stadium, which I'd rather call it Dixie Stadium.
Dick Stadium.
Or just Bramley Moor Docks, keep that.
Dixie Stadium, yeah.
You'd be surprised the way the guys are gonna twist the name and make it sound so bad. But
Yeah,
anyway,
that's why we're gonna call it Dixie Stadium instead of. So everyone's calling it Dixie Stadium anyway.
Or Dixie Dean.
Yeah, like that. So with David Moyes, he is trying to. I'm pretty sure he's trying to get Liam Delap on the team. He might be bringing back Richarlison and players that are leaving. Decore, Ashley Young. Who else is leaving? Ashley Young. Michael Keane, I think, is departing as well.
Michael Keane, the center the defender, right?
Yeah, and then I think also Dominic Calvert-Lewin is going to departure at some point.
Is Braithwaite going?
I'm pretty sure he signed a new 3-year deal.
I was just going to ask.
He's come to Chelsea.
And then Alcaraz has signed a deal. It should be finalized by next season. And I think that's it. It is going to be a difficult move, but now that the women have the stadium, it's not going to be as hard as it was going to be than them taking down parts of the stadium and turning it into like housing estate. And I think they said that they was keeping the centre circle and having parts of the stadium to be in E-Hub. I think that's what they said it was going to be in the original plans.
Okay.
So
That's a great move, mate. I'm glad you guys are keeping your Goodisons for the ladies team. That's a very good move.
Yeah, but I am worried about the attendance because it does have 39,000 seats and not many people actually go to women's matches, but hopefully the attendance does start to rise within next season and the seasons after. Yeah, I think that's it.
I'm not sure if you're really worried because I'm very, very worried about people. I know it's very exciting, it's very nice when you move from the old stadium to a new stadium. We've seen that happen with Arsenal moving from hybrid to Emirates, and it kind of haven't really move on from the kind of history and glory that they gained from hybrid. They haven't really lived up to that standard from that move. So I don't know how you guys are taking it. New stadium, new equipment, facilities, and everything established for Everton fans. But do you think if your first 10 games doesn't go well, doesn't go well for the team, do you think you guys are gonna feel like it'll be better for you guys to stay at the old stadium instead of moving away?
I think the aim is for this new stadium is that we're going to try and have more seating, obviously. And also Goodison was more, it was obviously falling down. Not as bad as, United Stadium. Do you remember the flooding at United Stadium?
Yeah.
So it's old and we needed a new place to go to. And at first, I think it might be difficult for the players to adapt to the surroundings, but eventually they'll get used to it because we have seen recently. I think it was Everton versus Wigan, Everton under 21s. Most of the time, I think we win against Wigan, but we lost in that game because we didn't know the surroundings. And I think the under 21s are usually at Finch Farm as well. So that obviously shows something. Like they're going from Finch Farm to this big stadium in a friendly. And they're not even professional players like the main Premier League. They're playing like Premier League too. So they're at this new stadium for the Premier League. And I think the pressure gets to them because there's more people going to these games, like these friendlies. So it might be the same for the first team. They might go in and they might lose the first couple of games, but you never know. They might adapt to it very quickly, or they might not.
All right. DJs, Steven and Max, you guys have any question for Diamond related to Everton questions? If you have any, want to drop for him, you can go ahead.
I just want to say, please
Yeah.
beat Newcastle about 4-0 on Sunday. That'll help.
Yeah,
Cheers.
that'd be great.
I
Second
want to beat
emotion that.
Newcastle.
That'll be very, very
Yeah.
interesting. I know Goodison Park is a very difficult place to go and win. Pick up all 3 points. It's not an easy place to go, but I'll be very happy
St.
if.
James, isn't it?
Yeah, it's at St James's Park.
It's away. It's away.
Final
Yeah.
game was on
It is.
Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah, the final game at Goodison was on Sunday against Southampton, 2-0 win, end Ibros.
all right. Looking forward to that game. Do us a favor
Yes.
so we can qualify for Europe because
Yes,
Newcastle
I
not
wanna
going to do
win
nothing.
against them.
Yeah, we
I
need
want to
that
win
favor.
against them. They lost their last game as well, so that shows that we might be able to win the game. You're looking forward to the footy tonight. I do hope Man United win, and I'm going to
Yeah.
predict a 2-0 win for Man United.
Man
Bruno and De Ligt will score.
All right. That's from Jay. Big up to you, Jay.
Is
Thank you
Ligt
very
fit?
much for your
Is Dilly going
comments.
to be fit today?
Huh?
Is he-
I thought
I
he
think
was
he's
injured.
fit.
Is he back?
Lineups have just come out, so I can tell you.
All right, Stephen, while Stephen's looking into that, let me go through a few of the comments. Jay said we will already be offloading Nkunku, Chilwell, Disasi, Sterling, Broja, Leslie Uguchukwu, Drisbury Hall, Chaloba, and Chaloba Viega and Kane Chukwumeka. All these names are the names players that will be leaving the club in this
Don't know
summer.
about Dewsbury Hall because I'm not sure we'll get the money back for him yet. So that might have to be a loan if he goes
A loan.
anywhere. But
Oh,
yeah, Bruno is playing. He is captain. Mason Mount starts. Mazraoui, Maguire, Dorgu, Yoro, Luke Shaw, Casemiro, Diallo, Hoyland, and Onana. It's very difficult because the UEFA app and website, they do it number order, so you're jumping around trying to figure it out.
What do you have? What about
Okay.
Tottenham Hotspurs? What do you have?
Tottenham is
Yeah.
Vicario in goal, obviously, and then
Maddison back.
no, Madison's not. He's done
Okay.
for the season, if I'm not mistaken.
He's done.
Yeah.
But their defense is Pedro Porro, Romero, Van de Ven,
that's a
and
decent
Udogie. They've got Basuma. Who else? Basuma, Saar, Bentancur, midfield. Richarlison, Brennan Johnson, and Solanke as front three.
Thank you very much. So those are those are the names for the players that will be playing the finals today. I was gonna say I can't wait to watch it, but anyway, we still have to watch it. These two teams have been very, very poor in the Premier League, but how on earth are they playing in the European competition finals? Doesn't mean the
Because that's their
competition is
focus.
to what?
But also because of outside of like United, let's be fair,
Yeah.
got a bit of luck with Bilbao getting a red or two in the first leg, right? But the majority of teams they played, you'd expect them to win even when they're poor because of the level of opposition.
Would you
to be
say that that shows how strong the Premier League is compared to Europe or
100%.
any other league?
Money in the Premier League goes a very long way when you're playing against teams in leagues that don't have as much money. I mean, for example, I don't know if either of them really came up against French opposition at any point. I didn't really follow either team's competition too closely. But for me, the prime example is we all know the money that is an issue with like the French Liga broadcasting deal.
Yeah.
It's causing issues for the teams out there. So then you look at the money that Premier League teams get. I think Premier League teams, each team gets a guaranteed like 70 million, if I'm not mistaken, through being in the league and the broadcasting rights, the fair share,
It's
and all that stuff.
100,
comment,
100
and
million.
subscribe.
Yeah.
I was going to come to you, Max. What do you think that created that gap between the Premier League and any other league, league in Europe, and also the competition? Look how bad United and Spurs are in the Premier League, and they are playing the finals in the Europa League competition.
I think it's Yeah, it is to do with the money, and the Premier League has got stronger. You see the looks like of Bournemouth. Bournemouth can get players like Houston, who's obviously on his way to Real Madrid,
Madrid.
now,
He's
and
there.
if you look at Brighton, they've got some good players. So just I think the scouting has got up a notch. So it's a very competitive league now. So back in the day,
Yeah.
you knew that your likes of your Brentfords, your Crystal Palaces, they were going to be fighting for, they'll be in the bottom spots fighting for relegation. But those teams have improved and they've got stronger. And the only teams who haven't, and this is the ones who are coming up, I feel sorry for them because they can't, because of financial fair play, they just cannot compete with the rest of them. Because although they do get, they say they call it the richest final in the sport because they're guaranteed 100 million for becoming
Yeah, if
promoted.
they win the championship playoff final.
Yeah, exactly. But they could only, apparently, they could only spend a percentage of that in their first season because the rest of it, if they go down, is used as what they call parachute money. I think to make it a bit better for those teams to survive, they should be able to front load what they spend in the first season, so that they could gives them that opportunity to go out and buy players. Because if you look at it, if it wasn't for the fact that those three who got promoted were so poor, Manchester United and Tottenham could get relegated. Because remember, 40 points has always been seen as the magic. That's seen as the magic mark to get to escape relegation.
That's seen as your threshold on average. 40 points saves you.
Exactly, and then one's on 38, Tottenham, and Man United on 39. So we could have had a situation, had one of those promoted teams been any good, that we could have had a championship team playing Champions League football. Can you imagine if that had happened? It was a possibility. But as I said, it's the Premier League is, you put Bournemouth or Brighton in La Liga and they'll be finishing in the top 3 or 4 easily. Because we've got some good managers as well. Not only have we got good players, we've also got some good managers in this league. So that's why I think it's just by far better than most of the other leagues. Obviously, take away the two top teams in Spain, the top team maybe in France, then. But if any of these other mid-table teams, they'll be able to compete against the rest in the other leagues.
Right. That is Max. Max saying that. Thank you very much, Max. Diamond said the difference between the Premier League and the Championship is such a large gap, bigger than League One and Championship itself. That is from Diamond. Jay said, I like Onana at Everton. Did they loan or sell him to Villa?
They sold him.
Andrew Onana. Yeah, Onana. Amadou Onana, right? Amadou, the Belgian.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, Amadou Onana. All right. Diamond again said that Kane isn't that great in defense from him. But let me take this long one from a Leighton CFC. So big up to Legend. Tell DJ that Ekbali gave clearance for Todd to say that the players' names mentioned are safe. Also, Rhys James isn't going anywhere. Marco Kurela, Ekbali, new friend. Our owners do want to win. That is from Leighton CFC. And big up to Gunaman, Saskia Gunaman, and okay, I think I read that one. So keep your comments coming, keep your questions also coming. We have 2 legends here, DJ and Max, who will address some of the questions that comes in. Steven's here, I'm here, and the Evertonian man himself, Diamond, here also with us. So keep them coming. I want to read this quote from Todd Boehly earlier in regards to what we're just trying to compare and contrast here regarding the strength of the Premier League. And Boehly said this the Qatar Economic Forum, where he said, if you look at the Premier League right now, there is so much excitement in it, especially with that going on to the last weekend. There are 7 teams that could be making UCL place. The winner of Tottenham and the Manchester United will go to the Champions League. We will have 9 teams in the Europe competition out of the Premier League alone, which is to me, it's a testament to the quality of the product to be part of That is privilege to Todd Boehly. You guys want to react to that statement? Because that's similar thing that we were talking about right now, which is probably one of the reasons why they bought Chelsea. They saw that it is a lucrative, would I say, a world investing money into this company, which is Chelsea, and in the Premier League, which is one of the most watched league in the world. So I think I do agree with what Todd Boehly is saying, unless someone wants to react to that.
Just quickly, this is more about our fan base and how dumb they are, right? So I'm not obviously putting us lot in and stuff like that, but there is a section of the fan base which are complete and utter idiots, right? Someone went, well, how can 7 teams get Champions League if we got 5 places? Well, you've got 2 English teams in the Europa League final, and one of those is going into the Champions League. Therefore, you've got 7 teams fighting for 6 places effectively. So really is quite simple.
You could also get Europa League in the Championship. If you win the FA Cup, you can get Europa League.
If you win, Wigan beat Man City the year they got relegated in the FA Cup final and were in the Europa League. How that happens, I don't know. In the sense that the season in the Championship is so hard as it is, in the sense that you've got 46 games to play, Your season finishes about 2 weeks before the Premier League season finishes because you've got to get the Championship playoffs done and you've got 2-leg semi-finals and stuff like that, right? Plus factoring in group stage games for the Europa League, which would now be league phase, obviously, which is 2 extra games in the Europa League and Champions League. Like, honestly, it's ridiculous. Like, if you're them, you're just there, like, we'll take the money, but we've got to focus on the Championship more because otherwise it's going to hinder us massively.
All right.
But it's ridiculous. It is part of the fun and the beauty of Premier League and English football in general, though, because that can happen, and whilst it'd be a struggle for the team to compete if they're in the Championship, their fans are going to have memories like they wouldn't have necessarily got, right? Because realistically, it's not often in the past that you'd have your teams like Brighton and Forest and Bournemouth that are in and around these European places. It helps that the last few years, Chelsea haven't been as good. Obviously, this year, Man United and Spurs haven't been as good. But it's besides the point because those teams genuinely are good now. The issue is they are going to get raided by the bigger clubs now because of the talent that their players have shown, and they've got to try and reinvest to stay competing at that level. That's where the issue comes in for them. But it is good that sometimes you do see the bigger clubs rotate in the cup games, which gives the, say, mid to lower table Premier League and into Championship even teams a chance. I mean, Plymouth got relegated in the Championship and they knocked out Liverpool and they went toe-to-toe with Man City for a fair while in the FA Cup as well. So who knows? I mean, there was a real possibility they could have done something because of the rotation that those two teams do. But even though they didn't get to the final, beating Liverpool in their home, like in Plymouth's home stadium, is going to leave lasting memories as it is anyway. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So they still got their memory.
But Steve, what you're saying, I don't think it's an issue for the smaller clubs, your Bournemouths, your Brightons, your Brentfords, when they do sell players, because their scouting is so top-notch that they always go out and get somebody who's as good or equally, or just
how
a notch
quick is
below.
that player will make an impact is where I have
but then you look at Belieber, for instance, at Brighton. They got rid of Caicedo, but Belieber's been fantastic for them. Brentford have been doing it throughout the years. They had Ollie Watkins. They go and get Mwemba. They used to have Ivan Toney as well. So they go out and buy somebody who's off that level, because that's why them and Brentford and Brighton have both got this the data down to a T. I think that's what. Obviously, we were looking at this Brighton model as well, but their data team is fantastic. Tony Bloom at Brighton, and I think Brentford done it before, and Liverpool have done it to extent as well. With the
Liverpool really were probably kind of the pioneers in that as well. With
and Southampton done the same thing.
Yeah.
It's
so Bournemouth are doing it now as well. But you look at Bournemouth,
is because they've got to find these bargain players who can give you the same level of output, so to speak, and the same work rate and all this sort of different stuff for a cheaper price than what the big clubs can get. They've got to try and find these diamonds in the rough, if you would, so to speak, because they can't afford to pay 20, 30, 40, 50 million on players consistently. You might be able to do it if you sell like players for a certain price, if that makes sense. But more often than not, they're looking for the cheaper players because then they can sell them for the big money. I mean, I can't remember. I think the Hyson deal to Bournemouth was about 12 million, and they've just sold him for 50 million like a year later to Real Madrid. So that's a prime example. They can't spend massive as such. But I mean, then again, if they get European competition, it gives them even more money to spend. I mean, Brighton last summer, I think Brighton spent the most among Premier League clubs, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think Max might know this as well, or someone else on the panel.
I can't remember offhand how much they spent.
I think they were definitely among it, which was very odd because I remember being very surprised by it because it's like you get so used to Brighton looking at these players for like 5, 6 million, like maybe 10, 15 million here and there. And then they just went, you know what? Boom.
I know they spent 30 million on João Pedro, didn't they? Which is, and the league costs quite a bit.
Then again, they want 70 odd million to sell him this summer, so it works for them.
All right, next on the bill, we'll be talking about Todd Boehly's position at Chelsea. Would I be the chairman? He wants to play. If he's a player, what position would you going to put him? Or would the fans even? It's just a joke that Todd Boehly was making. But let's hear from Scala from Manchester United. Today, Europa League final between Man United and Tottenham Hotspur. What's your take on that, Scala?
Yeah, big up to everyone. Yeah, my take is that I'm not really. Yeah, big up, DJ. I'm not that excited by it. I just hope that this thing gets done ASAP because, when I'm looking at the season we had, I mean, the fact that we can still get into the Champions League, it's a bit of an embarrassment. But it is what it is. We are where we are. We are unbeaten in this competition, and we can still win it and make a back. I mean, I won't say a backdoor entry, but like an entry into the Champions League and all that money and, dining at the Champions League table. But yeah, man, I can't just forget what it's very difficult for me to just completely keep aside what we did in the Premier League. I think to be 17th, one spot above the relegation zone, to be scoring less goals than all the other teams except for the bottom three. It's not good enough, man. It's really, really pathetic. And yeah, this might be a plaster on our wounds. Not even a plaster, like a band-aid on our wounds. But I just hope we do what we have to do today and get out. I don't want any bus parades, any kind of over-the-top celebrations, which I know United will do. They'll bring out all their nonsense PR. I've already started seeing how much hype they're doing for this final, completely, oblivious to the fact that we are 17th in the league. And but about today, I hope we can get through this. I'll be watching it more out of relief if we win it rather than excitement, because and I pray that we are never in this competition again. I think that's the only take I can give you. I know it's a bit of a downside because it is a European final, but even the manager came out and said that it is not a big day, it's not a big final. A club at the size of United, they should be challenging for Premier League and Champions League. But it is what it is. We are playing Tottenham, who we haven't beaten.
That's where you found yourself now, so you got to play it.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't beaten Tottenham since 2022. We have lost 3 times this year already. But we know what Spurs are in the final, and we know what United are in the final, like 2 cups in 2 years. And we do turn up on the big games. But yeah, man, I just hope, this team turns up and end the season on they can save their faces. That's it.
Yeah, just one question to you, bro. If you guys say don't lose, listen, you guys have got to win this game today, yeah? You have to, right? I don't want to see Tottenham winning a trophy. Yeah, but if you guys do not win this game today, do you think Amarin's going to get sacked? Because there's a lot of it coming out. They want him gone, and I think it'll be harsh. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, he said himself he might walk. No,
I don't
Yeah,
think
I
it's
think that'd
harsh.
be harsh.
Me, I don't think it's harsh if he gets sacked. I don't think it's
I
harsh.
think it is. I think it
No.
is, bro. Because I'll tell you why, yeah. If you think about it from a perspective point of view, Nee, right, yeah. When he actually was offered the job midway in the season, he actually turned around and said to Manchester United, I don't want to take this job on now. I'd rather take it in the summer. He actually told, but apparently Enios gave him the decision of saying you either take the job now or you don't, or it's a one in a lifetime opportunity, or you don't have the job at all.
It's now
So
or never. That's true.
So what's the guy supposed to do? Turn around and take a big opportunity of coming to manage a massive club like United, turn it away because they're not going to give him that opportunity again.
Yeah,
I think
all that.
he even
Yeah, I
basically
agree
said
with
the
that.
players. He even said the players, to be fair, were not built for his kind of way of playing football. But he still had to take the job on out of force. So for me, in that kind of way, I think it'll be a bit harsh on him. I reckon he needs to be given at least. I said it already. Give him a transfer window, and see what this guy can do for you guys in this in next year or in the new season. But to sack him, I'd like to know who United can go and get out of that. You go and sack him. Who are you going to go and get? Postecoglou, who's going to be sacked by Tottenham.
DJ, let me say this real quick.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go on.
This is the reason why I'm saying it's not harsh when United sack him. Amarin came in, in the middle of the season. We all know that. How many games has he played? And how many losses has he occasioned to himself? Look, if you realize that this is your style of play, this is the Premier League. It's not that easy in the Premier League to be playing your back three that you want to play. Yeah, if you played, DJ second, if you play 4 games, 5 games, and you're not getting anywhere, you know that you knew that the players that you have can't play your system. What do? You have to adjust. You have to adjust yourself and adapt to what is going on in the Premier League and trying to start winning. But Amaron took his own selfish way, trying to be stubborn, just like Russell Martin of Southampton, and play his own way, selfishness, instead of looking at the team.
Okay, I'll put a question to you, bro. I'll put a question to you then, Nee, right? Chelsea come along, yeah, and they offer you the job. And you turn around, and you're saying to them, no, Chelsea, I want to actually wait till the summer because I don't think this squad is good enough for me. And then Todd Boehly and co turn around and will say, sorry, Nee, you either take the job now or you're not going to have it. You're not going to get the opportunity to come and manage us. Take the opportunity.
I'm not taking the job. I'm not taking it.
I don't know if you could turn that down.
I'll turn it down because I'm not ready.
DJ, what Lee's saying is right though, because what he could have done, what Amarin could. Okay, Amarin takes a job. He says, "Okay, I haven't got the players who can fit in my style." So you adapt to the players that you have. Look at Thomas Tuchel. When Thomas Tuchel came to Chelsea, his style wasn't a 5 at the back, but he said, because of Thiago and because of Rodrygo, that suited their game. So he adapted the style of football to suit the players that he had. So that's what Amarin should have done. And then once the season was over and he gets players of his own identity, then he starts to build that team. But to say this is my style of football, knowing that he didn't have the players to do that, then that was I think was quite damaging.
Do you know what, Max? I agree, but I just
at the end of it.
I knew you were going to say that, Steve. I just think there's 2 arguments to this. I just think, he should have. Either way you look at it, I just personally, for me, think if a massive club like United are coming along and asking you to come and manage them, and they turn around and say to you, "It's a one in a lifetime opportunity to come and manage his club," and he wants the job as well. But he's turned around and said to him, "Look, can you not wait for me until December?" Because let's be real, he didn't want to lose. He didn't want to get out of Sporting Lisbon. Let's be fair, because they were still understandable. They were still in Europe. So in that kind of way, he didn't really want to come out of that. And I think they were they in a I can't remember if they were still in the Champions League or within the Champions League, I can't remember or not. But he was still in that job. He didn't really want to come away from it, but he had more or less feel that he's taken a job more or less by force because he's been told if you don't take it now, you're not going to get the opportunity to come again. So for me, in that kind of way, I'm thinking he obviously doesn't want to lose out on the opportunity, so he's taking the job on. At the same time, he did point it out about the players, but they've more or less said to him, "You've got to try and make it work." But when he's actually come out and said that these players are not right for the way I want to play and this and that, but yet they're still telling him, "No, well, either way, I don't care what you say. You still have to come and manage us. Otherwise, you're not going to get an opportunity to." I mean, that is a little bit harsh coming in that kind of way. I mean, the guy was actually happy to come in the summer, but they're trying to force him to come now, and he's working with players he doesn't really want to be there. That's
But
my
as
only
I
take on both.
said,
It's two
don't
ways,
you
bro.
think
It's
he
two
could have
ways.
been flexible with his approach there, changing his style?
He
Stick
could have
it,
done. He could have done.
stop the 5 at the back, go back to a 4, and
I,
as I said, until he's ready for those players to come in.
I just think I just think Max. I think he said. I think it's more to the fact that he felt he probably didn't have the plays, the personal plays that he really wanted to do that formation he wanted to do. That's probably the only reason why I'm assuming he stuck with what he had to stick with. That's all.
Yeah, but once it wasn't working, you try a different way, which he didn't.
Yeah, but I'll be honest with you, Max. Has our manager changed? Has our manager
Okay,
changed different ways of doing things,
I
mate?
mean,
He hasn't. He's
I've
stuck
just
with one formation, isn't he? All season.
Yeah, let's
But
Scala.
at the
Scala,
same time, it
Oh.
arguably is and has worked. I mean, I was looking at it last night because I know there's loads of people like, oh, I love Poch all this year. You know, like that Dean Donkey on Twitter, yeah? Kisses Poch, yeah? Bro, I looked it up last season in the last 10 games, yeah? Chelsea got, I think it was 23 points from a possible 30 in our final 10 games, yeah? This season, I've done it by 11, including Forest, because Forest hasn't been played yet. I think we're at about 20 now from the last 10 games. So it's about the same. But difference is he's got us on the verge of Champions League with it in our own hands, not needing other people to do us favours to get us a specific type of Europe. But also, bro, he'd asked them for experience. He'd asked them for strikers. And then Boehly and the sporting directors went, nah, you're right. We're just going to sell everybody. Then you have no striker for 2 months because we didn't buy a third one. And then your 2 strikers got injured.
Steven, let's say from Scala, because I might lose him anytime and from now. But let's say, Scala, what do you think that Antonio Conte, Antonio Conte did when he came to Chelsea? Also, I'll let DJ, react to that later. By moving from his four in the back to 3 in the back to win the Premier League. But let's hear from Scala in regards to today's game and what you think they have to do with Amorim.
Yeah, my big problem with anyone who says that he hasn't got his players, he hasn't had a transfer window, is like, if you look at what Wolves did, they sacked their manager and they brought Vito Pereira in. Wolves were at 18th position. They are the only team in the Premier League, I repeat, only team in the Premier League to win 6 games in a row. Only team in the Premier League. In contrast to that, Amorim Amorim, ever since he came in, he hasn't won a single back-to-back game. Are you telling me that Wolves have better players than us? Because I'm pretty sure that Wolves, when manager came in, he didn't have all his players. But how come Wolves are at 12th position right now? We are at 17th. I'll tell you one more stat. PSG have scored more goals against English clubs than United since 2025. If you said that he doesn't have his players and we finished 10th, or even 9th, I would accept it. But are you telling me that we don't have the players to not even finish in the top half, like 17th, one place above the relegation zone, scoring less goals than just below the bottom 3? So that's my big problem with it. That's not acceptable, man, because we have, I saw a stat today, Derby County, when they got relegated, when they scored their least point, I don't know how many points they got. We have collected less points than them, on average. So when you put stats like that, I just cannot accept he doesn't have his own players argument. I don't have a problem with his system. The problem is that he's not able to get the best out of his system. He does some weird things. We gave him a left back in the January window, and he decided in his first game to play him right back. I mean, can you believe? We had no Luke Shaw, we left out Malacia, and then we got Dogu from Lecce. And his first game, he put Delo on left back and Dogu on right back. And then he came out in the press conference and said it's because he saw on Y-Scout that Dogu has played on right back. I mean, when he does things like that, Kobe Mainu, he was man of the match in one game. And then the next game against Palace, he decided to play him false 9. So, when you do stuff like that, I have to question you, because we have the players to finish in the top half. We are not even like a top 6 team. We're not even a top 8 team. But with the players we have, we are definitely like a top 10 team at max, So I just cannot accept the argument that he doesn't have his own players, That argument is okay if you finish like 6th or 7th, and then you can say like, yeah, we could have finished better if we gave Amorim or we backed him in the January. But to finish 17th, we are grateful for Ten Hag because he collected those points in the earliest part of the season. Otherwise, we would be fighting relegation. So yeah, and even in this cup run, we were almost knocked out against Lyon. It's because of Casemiro we are in it. So I am not I'm not Amorim out at the moment, but I'm definitely not Amorim in. I just want to see what he does when whatever. I don't think he's going to get sacked if we lose today. I think you asked that in the beginning. I think the club is fully invested in him. They do want to give him a fully fledged transfer window, irrespective of the finances. But at the moment, yeah, man, I cannot be excited with Amorim at the moment. It's very difficult for me to see the team in the 17th position and to make excuses for the manager.
Scala, one more question for you. Would you consider Amorim's style of play as a possession-based team or style of play, or is it counter-attacking style of play? I can't really tell. What's he trying to do?
I don't think he has a possession style of play because I've watched a couple of sporting games. If you watch that game against Man City, his last game in the Champions League, they pretty much play a very vertical style of football. It's not really like pass, and move. They really want to get the ball from back to front as soon as possible. But the big problem he has is that in this back 3/back 5 system, this system only works if you have good wing backs. If you looked at when the Chelsea won the Premier League in 16, they had I think Azpilicueta and Victor Moses. If you remember when Juventus reached the final in 2015, they had Dani Alves and Evra, and then even now PSG they have Nuno Mendes and Hakimi. We just don't have that because a very important part of the system is your wing backs. And his big problem is that to play wing backs as wing backs, your number 10s, the two number 10s ahead of the number 6s, they have to play as 10s. But for us, we have Garnacho there, and he doesn't want to play that position. That's why we are trying to get rid of him because he's an out-and-out winger. And if you look at our wingers in Rashford and Antony, they are at other clubs because we don't play with wingers. We play with two inside 10s. That's why we are at our best when we have Xerxes or Bruno, or Ahmad or Bruno or even Mount, who actually want to play in the middle. We do well because that helps your full backs or your wing backs to push forward, and then we can make like a front six in your attacking position. But we don't have that at the moment. Garnacho wants to play as a winger, and he never sticks into that inside 10 position. Holland is rubbish. That's a waste of money, like a big waste of money. So there is that argument I will accept that he doesn't have his players, but you can adapt. How can you go unbeaten in Europe, but you can't even win back-to-back games in Premier League? There's something off there. It's not just the player. So yeah, I cannot answer you that question, man. Whether he is like a possession style or like a rock and roll football, like a Liverpool, how they play. But I don't know. We have pretty much a freestyle style at the moment. That's how we play. We hope Bruno does something. We hope. I mean, when Mason Mount scored that goal against was it Atletico Bilbao in the second leg, it was like out of nothing. In 3 minutes, we scored 4 goals. That's not style of play. That's just in the moment of
Magical.
the game we decided to turn up. Yeah.
Just a quick correction for what he said. It was Victor Moses and Alonso who were our fullbacks.
Yeah.
Azpilicueta was one of the 3 centre backs. Yeah.
Was it in Conte's first way?
Yeah, in Conte's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good discussion, guys. But I'm on 15% on my battery, so I need to go. But it was lovely talking to you guys, and
hope the family are well, bro.
Max, top it up with some petrol. Add some petrol to
it. My charger's in the other room. Unfortunately, I'm about to eat some lovely risotto that I'm cooking.
All right.
So anyway,
nice.
Anyway, up the Reds. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the game.
Yeah.
Enjoy those.
I can't have Tottenham.
Take care, Max.
Take care, guys.
Yeah.
I'd still never say the words that you just said.
Never.
Cheers.
We hate Tottenham. We hate
Up the Reds. Up the Reds.
See you later, guys.
All
Take
right.
care, Max.
See
Take
you,
care.
see you.
Bye.
All right. More from Max here. More from Max. That's Max Legend over there. Max has his own platform, his own channel. Beckham. I think he changed from some
He was on Burton Ballers before.
Yeah,
He's
Burton
now
Ballers,
changed
Virginia
to the
too.
Blues Bridge now.
Blues Bridge, yeah, that's Mike's YouTube channel over there. So guys, if you hear the voice, you like him, he's got lots of knowledge when you talk about Chelsea FC and even football
100%.
in general. If you love him, just go on
100%.
YouTube, click on the Blue Bridge, and you'll get his content. Very, very good guy, very friendly guy. He will answer all your questions if you throw them at him. He will. DJ, you've had United fan, giving his thought on Amarim. What do you want to say from here? Still
look,
too harsh on Amarim?
No, listen, it's each everyone's got their own views and opinions. I guess I'm looking at it from two angles, that's all from me. Yeah, I get he could have done better with the plays that he's already got in the squad. Maybe he could have got the better at these plays. Obviously, finishing 17th or 16th in the Prem is not great. So in that kind of, I get both arguments. I do get both arguments. I'm just trying to see it from another angle point of view where I just think, all I'm basically is don't ever judge a manager without giving him a full transfer window to get his own plays in before making a decision of trying to get rid of him, because he could go on to become he could go into another Premiership club and really, really, really do well there. I know for a fact before Liverpool made their appointment, before we all knew about Klopp was going and Liverpool looking for a new manager, I know a lot of Liverpool was wanted Amarim at their football club long before. They said that obviously they've seen something in this guy, and as I said, he's probably the next best thing coming out as well. After from Portugal as well, in terms of after Jose, and obviously we mentioned Vitor Pereira and others, but. Yeah, I think for me, listen, I'd give him. I'd hopefully United will give him his time. I get United fans are frustrated at the moment. It reminds me of how us Chelsea fans were frustrated when we had Graham Potter in charge and we finished 12th in our first season with him. So it's understandable United where the pressure is, where United fans are coming from. But as I said, hopefully they can do the business tonight. He gets his own window, and I said it already. I think if United do win tonight, I reckon you guys are in the driving seats to get to Bucharest of Arsenal. I really do. So I think that could be a possibility as well. I don't know what Skylar's thoughts was on that at all.
I think with the Gyökeres, I think that's like Amarim wants him. I don't think the club are too interested in him because we want Liam Delap. That's our main target, irrespective of we get into the Champions League or not. Because we have got Wilcox, who loves young British players, and we've got Omo Barada, who was at Man City. So I think irrespective of whether we get in the Champions League or not, our main striker option is Delap, because we are also trying to do this Chelsea thing that we buy them young and then we sell them off even if they flop for a good price. Because I think Delap, he's only got 30 million, right? It's 30 million release clause.
Cunha's been done as well, hasn't he?
That's over the deal, over the line. And we are obsessed with all these release clause lining as well. We've got Xerxes on a release clause, Cunha on a release clause, and we're looking at Delap. So there's clearly a pattern there. But Gyökeres, I think he suits team more like Arsenal, because Arsenal, they just have couple of missing pieces. Something like if they add Gyökeres, I think they will have a big piece filled in. But we have lots of issues, man. As I mentioned, we need to sort out the wing backs. I mean, even if we get Gyökeres, who is supplying him? Because I'm not convinced with Dogu, and Delo is not a right wing back. Mazraoui is not. We don't even play him as a wing back. We play him like a right centre back. So getting Gyökeres is not going to solve all our issues. But I don't know. Delap, I've seen a couple of games of him. He reminds me like an old-fashioned English forward. And United do love. We were obsessed with Evan Ferguson, if you remember, before when he was good. So that continues, like signing young British talents, young British forward. So I guess Chelsea are interested in Delap as well. I don't know where you guys with him, but I feel like Chelsea, they need a bit, they'll sign a much higher profile forward. Yeah.
What was that, Steve?
Chelsea have interest in him. Chelsea are working on it, but Chelsea also have other targets as well as Delap.
Right.
Yeah.
Delap. You know what? I genuinely think, do you know what I find funny? We've seen quite a bit under this ownership, that Chelsea don't always go with the players, signing the players that have been made public often, right? That's all I'm saying. The Delap one's been put public quite often, Victor Osimhen better not come to my club, yeah? But that's been public quite often, right? Sesko has been public quite often, right? There's who else was there? There was one other player who's been
Ikakite.
quite
Ikakite.
That's the one.
Ikakite.
There's been a lot of noise around him. I'm still, until something happens, yeah, I'm still saying there's a chance that Chelsea end up with Victor Gyökeres because we like to move in silence. His name doesn't get mentioned very much, unlike the others, yeah? I mean, Neto signing came out of nowhere, for example, right?
Yeah.
Prime example. The Quenda and Asogo deals came out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
A lot of
Even
the players
Neto,
we've got have come
Neto,
out of nowhere.
you can't find out of nowhere.
I'll throw. I'm
Neto,
gonna
there
throw
wasn't much noise till basically the day or day before we actually did it. Is my point.
I'll throw a curveball to Stephen Vlahovic.
Please,
no, heck no.
He's not been mentioned, has he?
Oh, nee, we agree on something. Let's go.
All right, I lost Makeem. I was going to give a chance to Makeem to come in, but we lost him. I've been heard from this brother for a long time. But Diamond, what do you want to share with us regards to you said something related to transfer, isn't it, from Sky Sport?
Oh yeah. I saw this video. It was like from Sky Sports.
Was it on Twitter?
No. It was on YouTube. It said special transfer window to open or something. I'm not sure.
Oh, I bet I know what that's about. I bet I know what that's about. I bet it's about the window for the Club World Cup teams because they've got a window that opens and before that tournament starts for about a week or so. Then it closes, and then about a week later, the main one for everybody opens.
Okay.
I presume it's about that. Based on what you're saying, it said that's what makes the most sense to me.
Who's Ryan Cherky, by the way?
Ryan Cherky, Leon player.
Apparently, we're trying to sign him.
He's been linked with every Premier League team since the past 3 years. He's never moved. He's just like what's his name? This guy that moved to Turkey.
I've explained this one to you as well, though.
Yeah.
So Leon have the financial issues, and they had that provisional relegation thing unless they got a certain amount of money or something. So they might have to sell him. Diamond, I'm just looking at that video now. Given the thumbnail is FIFA, it is going to be about what I thought it is.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So more from Jay. Jay said, go ahead. Who's
I was going to say 25 million will get you Cherky, basically.
Yeah.
25 million.
Probably.
They need money. Jay said we need a decent keeper, and Pickford is good. Jay, are you saying that Chelsea need a decent keeper? I think that Pickford is a good one. Pickford would be a good replacement for what's his name, Sanchez. But I don't think that Diamond will let Pickford go. I don't think so.
I don't think he will go.
Jay said hopefully we will keep Petrovic and play him next season. And then more from Leighton CFC that just had we could sign some of the quality of Pedro Neto standard, keeping it secret. Ekbali doing the signing, not the sporting directors. I repeat, not the sporting directors.
And it's going to be some donkey we've never heard of. Brilliant.
Oh man, did you say Barley's going to be doing the signings? Oh,
he said Ekbali's going to be on whatever signing this is that he's talking about.
Well, that's a disaster in itself.
This is what I just said. Man. We've got half hour until kickoff, by the way.
All right, half an hour until kickoff when Nee is about to call it a day. I'm way behind. I have to go pick up this stubborn boys from school. Steven, you can end the stream if you want to.
No, I can't access the thing again. But I don't think I can. But what I will say is, as we're about to round up the stream, hopefully Man United do the footballing world in England a favour except from if you're a Liverpool Man City fan, I guess, a favour by beating Tottenham, so we don't have to hear the waffle of Tottenham fans. And then on top of that, hopefully Chelsea get Champions League on the weekend, but we'll be here before that game happens. Within the next couple of days, we'll be here as well. So all I'm going to leave it with is big up everyone that's joined on the panel. Diamond, DJ, Max, Skylar. I think that's... Who else joined us? There was someone else. I think.
There was someone by Newcastle, but he couldn't talk through.
Yeah,
But
Makeem came on as well.
Yeah, Makeem also came on, but we couldn't hear from him.
I wasn't
The
here when
Newcastle
Makeem
guy.
came on, I don't think. So big up to him as well. And everyone in the chat. But I will say one last thing is subscribe if you haven't already. Turn the bell notification on. Even if you think you've got the bell notification on, make sure you check, because YouTube has a habit of turning that off. And if you're on YouTube, go over to Twitter, follow on Twitter, BlueClouds Media. And yeah, we'll see you guys, I presume, tomorrow, if not Friday.
Yeah. We could be back on Friday. I don't know. I'm not so sure. But we will.
We'll probably try and do at least one before the weekend.
Yeah, one before the weekend, definitely. Yeah. I'm still I got some few work going, but I should be done by this weekend. And then consistently, I'll be back on Monday. So I want to thank you guys. So Diamond said he's back. It's not going to be ages returning all the time. But Diamond, thank you very, very much. And DJ Sav, Max himself, and Scala from United, Diamond from Everton, DJ Sav, the legend himself, also here. And then the crew, everyone that joined the chat. I want to love you forever. And Leighton CFC, much love to you, all of you. And Jay, also big up to you, Jay, watching live on your home comfort zone. Thank you very much for joining us on the stream today. And also Todd, thank you very much. Everyone, I've thought Max is the Blue Bridge. Thank you very much. Then Saski Gunaman himself. Nehemiah, I want to love you forever. Thank you guys all for joining us on the show today. Anyone that helped with the presentation, today's stream, we love you all. We'll see you back again. See you guys again soon. DJ, I'll give a microphone to DJ too, and then we go to Diamond. Then we call it today.
Yeah, as always, it's always great to be on your show, Nee. Great to see you're back, mate. Obviously, it's been a while. But great you're back, and Stephen as well. Obviously, big game coming up. Obviously, I hope we'll cover it before Sunday. You'll be on here for another stream. If not, up the Chelsea. We've got to win. It's a vital game on Sunday. But going back to tonight, Manchester United, just do everyone a favour, like Stephen said, unless you're a Liverpool or you're a Manchester City
do us
fan.
a favour on Sunday against Villa.
Yeah, you've got to go and beat this guys tonight. I don't want to hear any end of it. If you can't beat this mob tonight, man, I don't know what else to say. You're undefeated in Europe. Yeah, they had the better of you in the Premiership, but you're undefeated in Europe. So go and put that record down tonight and make sure you win this game tonight against Spurs. So great, as there's always a peace up to every single one of you. And I'll catch you guys on the next stream. And everyone in the comments, smash the like and subscribe.
Makeem,
here.
60 seconds. Makeem, you go for I think Makeem, go for it for a second before we drop the microphone. Sorry, brother. I was
Big
gonna
up,
let you
Makeem, big
in.
up, bro.
Oh Lord, Makeem. Oh.
God is good. God
All
is
the time.
good. God
Makeem,
is good. Yes.
go for it. Yeah, 60 seconds. Go for it.
No,
We'll be
no,
back
it's
again
okay.
tomorrow.
Praises to the. You see, the conversation is needed, Nee.
Yeah.
You see, it all goes back around. The Kukureya, it comes back around. You see, when you have good players like this, you have to appreciate. When a South American player, has a chance to go to the Real Madrid, you need to let him go. It's his dream. He wants it. It's a win-win. Both sides. Let him go. Let him be great. Let him be great. Chelsea, we are nearly back. Upper, we're nearly back. That's it. I'll see you guys next time, yeah? And up to Chelsea.
Enjoy the game. Yeah,
no, not too much time away. You've been away for so long, yeah? Don't leave us like this again, yeah?
Please.
Peace.
I went to Africa. I'm back.
Yes.
Long trip back.
Oh, yeah?
I'm back. Yeah.
Okay, peace.
Yeah.
I'll see you Sunday, okay? I'll see you Sunday.
Brother. All right. Thanks, man.
Take care, bro. Bye.
All right. Diamond, see you soon.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
You are a winner. Stand tall, be proud. In the face of doubt, you shout it loud. Feel the strength, let it in. With every step, you're gonna win. You are a winner, feel no pain. You are a winner, feel no pain. Yeah, I woke up feeling like a champion. Every move I make, I got the stamina. Eyes on the prize, never lose sight. Grinding every day, pushing through the night. Got the fire in my soul, never back down. In the ring of life, I'm the one with the crown. Sweat and tears, yeah, I paid the cost. Every battle fought, I'm never lost. Hit the ball, feel a winner. Stand tall, be proud. In the face of doubt, you shout it loud. Feel the strength, let it in. With every step, you're gonna win. Every challenge met, every goal in sight. In the gym, on the grind, it's a warrior's fight. From the bottom to the top, yeah, I've been there. With the heart of a lion, I face the dare. No fear, no limits, just pure drive. In the race of life, I'm alive. With every push, with every strain, I'm a winner, feel the gain. Hit the floor, feel the power. In this moment, it's our hour. Rise above, break the chain. You're a winner, feel no pain. You are a winner. Stand tall, be proud. In the face of doubt, you shout it loud. Feel the strength, let it in. With every step, you're gonna win. In this moment, own your name. You are a winner in this game. You are a winner. Stand tall, be proud. In the face of doubt, you shout it loud. Feel the strength, let it in. With every step, you're gonna win. Stand tall, in the gym, on the grind, it's a warrior's fight. From the bottom to the top, yeah, I've been there. With the heart of a lion, I face the dare. No fear, no limits, just pure drive. In the race